Inside the mind of every winner lies an instinct to survive, to overcome when you're outnumbered, to outplay when you're outmatched, to craft your skills to achieve. Getting away is more than just movement, whether it be for offense or defense. I have been crafting 3 skills to manipulate enemies' game sense and outplay. I want to show you how to perfectly execute these tactics. Today, I'm going to show you my favorite Warzone skill, how to become the escape artist. Becoming the battle boogeyman has to be practiced if you want to consistently confuse your enemy. Once you've learned the skill of getting away, you'll never play the same. In order to fully understand this Warzone strategy, we need to start with the core of the skill set: cover management. The field of view of an opponent in most scenarios now is 120 degrees. Being proficient in the escape mentality is using your surroundings to consume as much of the enemy's field of view as possible. The more cover you put between you and the enemy, the less they see. Making changes in direction behind this blind spot takes more of the predictive positioning away from your opponent. Higher elevation stretches those angles, which is why evading elevated sentries is essential. With this concept in mind, I want to show you my 3 tactics to become unpredictable. The more you memorize your environment and visualize your routes, the easier this will become. The first tactic is called the bait. The bait is the simplest tactic as it requires the least amount of movement. Think of it like a softer ego challenge. You appear to bolt in a lateral movement out of the enemy field of view. Instead of continuing to run, you can turn 180 degrees and challenge on the new face of your POV. You can also reset to a new piece of cover for a more protected defense. The objective of this is to initiate the chase, which puts your enemy's gun in the air from attack sprint, and then take the advantage through their new unprotected position. This is the predictive positioning at its finest. You are tempting them to chase by leaving their field of view, and now you have control while covering the route that you just came from. This can also be done to draw enemies to the edge or even down from elevated positions. Once you disappear from their sightline, there is an urge to overreach to see you, which leaves them vulnerable. The blind can be used offensively and defensively. This is where you shift through points of cover to break their line of sight. It's incredibly powerful for rotations and even more critical during a defensive retreat. When being pursued, we want to take as many advantages away as possible. This lack of visibility puts you in the driver's seat and helps you instigate more of tactic number 1 as they panic to chase you. Sometimes a blind can be less flashy, like taking the scenic routes instead of kicking in the front door. If I'm pushing a team of 4 at Limehouse, I can use the 4 buildings of living quarters to execute my blind. I can take shots at the team and use the bait to get my opening pick. Using the reverse blind, I can reposition backwards to pull the stacking team out of their playhouse and into the maze of my choosing. If they're uncoordinated, it's a wipe. If they know what they're doing, I need to be able to do the most critical escape plan. The bailout is a complex web of instinctual awareness and fast maneuvers to break lines of sight and get away. This will take practice, but can spin heads when you get used to executing decisions under pressure. The basic maneuvers are simple, but you have to be quick on the sticks. This is necessary when we've reached our nope moment and we need to stop the gunfight and reposition drastically. Step 1 is to immediately initiate the blind and fall back from the danger on the current level. The next step is to change elevation. If we're low, we're going high with a zip or hitting the stairs. We're not climbing ladders because it's dangerously slow. If we're high, we're going low and fast. We can drop superhero style and then continue to execute your blind with each shift through the POI. The goal is to pull the chase into your control. During this exit, we are popping plates, reloading weapons, and gathering rapid intel via the minimap and audio cues, so we don't end up in the arms of a third party. Jump spots can make it more unpredictable. Equipment like stim shots increase the distance and are an escape artist's best friend. Smoke grenades can create natural blinds when there isn't sufficient cover. I often will throw distracting smoke grenades in the opposite direction just to throw off the pursuing team. Mantling is going to be a vital back pocket muscle memory for this tactic. Grounded Mantle on for best results. Some of the best perks for executing these tactics are Survivor, which assists with health regeneration. So does Quick Fix. It also gives you the ability to insert your armor plates one-handed. Sprinter, you can tactically sprint indefinitely. You can also hold down melee and have indefinite tactical sprint at any point of the game without a perk. Tempered gives you the ability to refill armor plates with just 2 instead of 3, saving valuable time. Resolute gives you a short boost of movement after taking damage from gunfire. Gung Ho reduces all the movement penalties when reloading or using equipment, like using a stim shot or a smoke grenade. It also gives you the ability to reload while tac sprinting. These independent perks will assist with your particular playstyle. My personal favorites right now are Survivor, Sprinter, and Gung Ho, but I will definitely be taking a deep look into Mountaineer now that it's back on the table. Use your stim to reach your blind and then adjust for the scenario. Learning your environment and having planned bug-out routes for each POI will help with flashy escapes. Knowing your exits make pushing away from the danger easier. Then you can use an alternate entry to reapply pressure. Vehicles can be used to outplay for nearby enemies and to execute high-octane rotations. They also have the ability to become a weapon in a close-quarter exchange. Redeploy drones are great for moving across the map and can be shot down as you ascend to close the chase if you're in a bind. Ziplines are a cautionary escape. Lateral ziplines can make light work of traversing the map, and you could even fire and jump off of them. Vertical zips are faster than ever, but notify the roof that you're coming, so be ready to defend yourself or bail out if you need to. The expert level escape comes from a collective hybrid between movement and strategic position to flip the enemy's position to your advantage. Ultimately, those who train with cover in mind will take more tactical fights and know how to use it. Small shifts around cover will start to transform the way you take fights. If you master cover management and react quickly to the directional fire indicator, you will be able to leave them asking, how did they get away? Understanding when you're vulnerable can change the course of how you push. And if you learn to manage that, before you know it, you won't be the one trying to escape. Because once you understand the mind of your prey, you'll finally know how to hunt. Keep building, keep adapting. SitRep out.